Whoa, this is the truth behind the Nicki Minaj and Steve Madden beef, or Steve Madden, Nicki Minaj beef. Who knows? Who cares? Listen, this whole mess is going around. We're seeing brand deals. We've seen all these curated collections, and all of these things are being thrown on the table and ran amok. Now, Steve Madden, as you saw him in The Wolf of Wall Street, he was a weasel then who just happened to blow up. And then he weaseled out of everything when stuff was raining down on Steve. So, anyway. You probably didn't see The Wolf of Wall Street, but he weaseled out of his shares. And once he did that, it proved what type of dude he really was. But he had already blown up to the point where, his fashion line and stuff has grown since then, and things of that nature. Now, Steve Madden chose to do a deal with Cardi B. And Nicki Minaj talking about how she turned down a deal from Steve Madden. And here's the situation. There was a discussion of a possible deal. Irv Gotti brought Steve Madden in to Nicki Minaj, and they went to her house that she was staying at and renting down in Malibu. So when they went to Malibu, Steve Gotti, Irv and all them, because when he had Ja Rule and Ashanti and all of them, he was looking out for him. And Irv Gotti was always his guy, kept feeding him what was hot. And her manager G was there, and they was out there in Malibu, and they were discussing a deal to do the shoe thing. And they got into an argument over some type of shoe she didn't like or whatever, and they got into an argument about fashion. So he went and did the deal with Iggy Azalea at the time, because Iggy was hot. So they took the pictures. She didn't like the pictures that he selected to use, and she went in on Steve Madden online. So Irv Gotti, who didn't get paid, because he was going to get paid by linking Nicki Minaj up with Steve Madden, so he didn't get a check. So I know Irv was really tight about that. So when they went and did the deal with Iggy and all that backlash came out, it is what it is. So Steve came out and said, you can't turn down an offer that was never made to you. Stop lying. Because here's the thing. There was talks of a potential deal. She turned it down after he didn't want to work with Nicki Minaj because of her attitude. But she said no after they got into an argument over some shoes, some designs. Like we said, Nicki and her behavior. So Sticky Nicki decided that it would be in her best interest not to do business with Steve, and Steve agreed. And once he realized that he needed to stay out of the beef with Cardi and Nicki, he put out another statement saying, Nicki is an incredible, talented artist, but we couldn't work together because the timing wasn't right. Cardi B came on the scene, and I had a fantastic collaboration with her, and she is also an amazing talent. I love both Nicki Minaj and Cardi B's music. I hope they can reach some peace. Together, they could probably take over the world. There's a lot of negativity out there right now, and I shouldn't have contributed to that. Steve. So now, here comes Nicki Minaj with her, "It's like that, nigga. You lied on me because it's a trendy thing to do. Ain't nobody buying that clown. We couldn't work together because I said the shoes were ugly. You see how when you do clownery, it come back to bite? We not buying it. Respond to 50 instead of picking on women. Oh my God. Now you want 50 Cent to fight your battles? 50 just trolling. 50 just trolling. Unbelievable. Then she said, I'm trying to think what happened. Remember the diesel thing or something she said? Some diesel deal that Nicki Minaj got. And Cardi's like, you only got that because I was already booked with Fashion Nova and working with Steve. So there was, that I was already doing that. That deal came to me first. So you wouldn't even have it if it wasn't for me. She's like, same thing with Steve. Irv Gotti asked me to do that deal several times. I passed. You never heard me talking about things like this. She really thought she was doing something, talking about turning down deals. Baby girl, write a rap. Dip video out now. Oh God, it's always promoting right. Dip video out now. Oh man. But see, Steve has employed a business relationship with Cardi last year. So the Cardi collection is doing quite well. And, the thing is, when he said you can't turn down an offer that was never made. They tried to strike a deal, but the offer was never made. Like, we never got the deal done. So we were in discussions of having a deal, but it never came to be because your attitude. Once y'all got into an argument talking about the shoes were ugly and y'all got into the argument minutes after meeting each other, there was no deal, there was no offer. It was a potential offer. So if you want to go down that route, yeah, they was in talks of having a deal with you, but it never was offered. They never said, okay, well, here's the deal we got in place. We like this and we want to do this with you. Here it is. Come sign it. And you said, no, I don't want it. No, it didn't go that way. They decided that they didn't like Nicki Minaj minutes after meeting Nicki Minaj and said, I can't work with her. It is not going to work out. And they went in another direction. And what he told people years ago, 3 years ago, here it is. I was going to do a collaboration with Nicki Minaj. We got into a fight the first minute we met. And then we patched it up. We were cool. We texted each other. And we became sort of buddies. We were thinking of doing something. And I would have. But I was with Iggy. And I thought Coke and Pepsi, it was a mistake. I made a mistake, and I wish that I could go back in time and work with Nicki instead of Iggy. Now, that was his thing there that he said 3 years ago. Because he felt Iggy wasn't ready for that, and it was just unneeded stress. So, yeah, he felt like we could have did that and worked things out. But he said he kept a good relationship with Nicki. Until Nicki wasn't popping. And now that they got this line going with Cardi, here she comes. You see, you're dealing with a world of liars here. They're all going to tell you half-truths. So you're not going to be able... I'm not defending Steve. I'm not defending Nicki. They both a bunch of liars. And... what's her name? Iggy Azalea? Or whatever her name is. I don't know what her name says, but I can't keep up with everybody, man. But when you have all of these different scenarios and things in place, everybody can't be lying. You know how they always say, well, somebody's got to be telling the truth. No, they're all lying. They're all telling half-truths about each other and digging up dirt and worms on each other. That's what people do now. That's the new movement. Let's just lie and tell half-truths, mix it in with some lies, and say, I didn't recall it that way. In the end, who does this hurt more? Steve Madden or Nicki Minaj? In the end, it's going to hurt Nicki more than anything. Because when you start beefing with fashion lines and things of that nature, you're creating a narrative that don't need to be. Notice I didn't even bring 50 into the situation. Nicki wants to use 50 as if she's being bullied by a man. Please, Nicki, stop. Just stop. Fifth is doing what he's doing for social media, jumping in and getting involved. That's what Fifth does. You from Queens, he from Queens. We get it. He's trying to be down with you. But Fifth is cool with Cardi too. So there might be a problem there. Something in the water. But this ain't about Fifth. So why you telling Steve to go respond to 50 Cent? He ain't got nothing to do with it. It's your mess. You fix your own stuff. Quit trying to drag people into your battles. But anyway, I'm out, y'all. Don't forget, man, y'all can click the link in the description box and make a donation to your boy's page, Carcino for Life. We are done, ladies and gentlemen. We're out.